Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So today we're going to talk about Texas specifically, the Republican election strategy generally, and purple fingers. Y'all remember this? Some of you do. Y'all remember that? It's a cool time, right? Felt like that country was finally turning the corner, like things were going to get better. And the photos of those people with that ink on their finger, man, they were happy. Because they felt like they finally had a voice. And a lot of them took a pretty big risk to get that ink on their finger. Those people who wanted that election to go off, who wanted that to happen, what did they have to worry about? What did they have to deal with? First thing was they had to make sure that people knew where to go, that it wasn't chaos. They had to make sure it was orderly and simple. It was a simple process. The next thing they had to do was make sure that people thought it was going to matter, that they were going to have some voice, no matter how small, how minimal, they were going to have some voice in what was going to happen to their country. And then they had to worry about the goons, people showing up and intimidating, attempting to dissuade them from voting. That's what it took to get that ink on somebody's finger in a failed state. Now let's talk about the Republican strategy. In Texas today, very short notice, the governor has decided that, hey, you know what, we're only going to allow one drop-off location for the ballots per county. So if you live in Austin, you better pay attention because the place where you dropped off your ballot last time, that's probably not where you're supposed to go. Seems like the goal is to sow confusion, make it hard, dissuade people from voting, make them give up. Then you got the rhetoric from the president, undermining the integrity of the election at every turn. It's going to be rigged. Oh, your vote may not even be counted. It may take months. It may not get counted at all. Maybe you just shouldn't do it. Your voice doesn't really matter. And then we got the goons, the poll watchers. It certainly appears that the Republican Party is deploying the strategy of the opposition over there. That should give everybody pause. We're having to worry about the same things a failed state had to worry about. And it's by design, by one of our own political parties attempting to suppress the vote. Because that is certainly how it appears. They're framing this in Texas as a public health thing. Yeah, because a bunch of doctors got together and was like, hey, you know what would help us manage this? Let's send everybody to one location and, create a crowd. That'll help out a whole lot. That didn't happen. It's not a reason, it's an excuse. The goal is to sow confusion. The goal is to dissuade people, to make them give up. I have a real issue with this. I have a real issue with this strategy being used. I remember how happy these people were, how they looked. And now the party that wants to make America great again is trying to create the same situation that they had to overcome to get some semblance of a representative democracy. It's embarrassing and it's infuriating. This is the strategy. This is the attempt. This is what's going to make America great, making sure that people don't have a voice. To deal with this, let's just keep it simple. As far as changing the locations, you got to stay aware because they're going to do it. They're going to try to sow confusion. Budget some extra time to vote because something's going to happen. They're going to make sure of it. It certainly appears that way. Looks like it's a pretty thought out strategy because while we're talking about Texas, this is happening everywhere. So budget some extra time. When it comes to the rhetoric from the president and the others saying stuff like this, just consider the source. They haven't told the truth about anything else in the last 4 years. What makes you think they're telling the truth now? When it comes to the goons, wear nondescript clothing. Wave at them when you go in. Don't make any statements. Just go in, vote, and leave. There's a reason you vote in secret. These people risked a whole lot, to overcome the Republican strategy for this election. Definitely the way it appears. It seems very concerted. It seems planned. That the whole goal is to deny the people a voice, because they know that the more people who show up, the more likely that landslide is. And they don't want a representative democracy. They want to take it to the courts because they think they can win there. They are trying to subvert the republic, the representative democracy that we're supposed to have in this country. They are waging an all-out assault on the fundamental principles of this country. I guess that's how we make America great. Make it look like that. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.